Yes, yeah, best believe. Explore and learn new things.
When a plant or animal species that once lived stop existing, we say that species has become extinct. So why do certain species of a plant and animal sometimes become extinct? That will be our lesson. So the extinction is the dying out of all members of a species of a living organism, or it's a continuous decrease without compensation in the numbers of a certain species until all members die out. So when a living species entirely stop existing, we call them extinct species. And we use the fossil record, which indicate the types of living organisms which lived on Earth in different ages, and the types of extinct living organisms which lived on Earth in old ages, like dinosaurs, fishes, and some plants. And the reason of extinction in old ages, we call them mass extinctions. For example, like the extinction of dinosaurs, we call them mass extinction because they wiped out the entire species of dinosaurs. And scientists made that to catastrophic event on Earth like meteoroid impact, which wipe out the dinosaurs, the long ice ages, the violent earth movement, earthquakes, and the emission of poisonous gas from active volcanoes. And the recent extinction is caused by different factors. Most of them are due to the interference of man with nature, because what we cause from pollution, we cause extinction of the newer species, like climatic result from industrial activity, climate change, global warming, the destroying natural habitat, environmental pollution, and overhunting. And examples of some extinct species in old times, like the mammoth. As we mentioned last lesson, they were a grandfather of recent elephant, and the dinosaurs, which become extinct from 66 million years ago due to the meteoroid impact. An example of some extinct species in recent time, like the dotted bird. It's a non-flying bird because it has a small wing, so it was an easy target for hunters. And then the quagga, it's a mammal animal, and it's a link between horse and zebra. And now we have like nearly 5,000 endangered species. Endangered species mean they face the danger of extinction, like panda bears, rhinoceros, and actually, I think last year, the last white rhino died. We have the bald eagle, and it's called bald because it has head covered with white feathers, so it looks like a bald man from space. And ibis bird, Barbary sheep or Arwa sheep, and Piper's plant. And those three are considered animals for Egyptian ecosystem. And any ecosystem, the energy transfer from one organism to another organism in a path, we call it food chain. So the food chain is the transfer of energy from one organism to another in an ecosystem. And when we combine food chains, we form a food web. So the food web is a connected food chains, or a group of food chains. And any ecosystem remains in balance unless one of its members is absent. Because when an organism disappears, its role stops affecting the rest of members of the food chain, and disturbing the transferring of energy from one organism to another. So, in absence of frogs, snakes die due to starvation. They won't find any food to eat, and the grasshoppers or the locust numbers will increase, eating the whole grass, affecting the whole ecosystem. Similarly, if the snakes went absent, the frog number will increase and the hawk or owl number will decline due to starvation. And the frog number will increase, eating the whole grasshoppers. So, in both cases, there is a disturbance in the ecosystem, and extinction of one species or a group of species from a balanced ecosystem cause cavity or cuts a link in the path of energy transferring from one organism to another, destroying the equilibrium of the whole ecosystem and destroying it. And we classify the ecosystem according to the degree of the effect of extinction into simple ecosystem, which an ecosystem have a few members, and it's strongly affected by the absence of one species because the rarity of alternative. There is no other species to compensate the losses. So when one species absent or extinct from a simple ecosystem, the whole ecosystem collapses. And complicated ecosystem, it's an ecosystem has multiple members, and it's not affected much by the absence of one species because it has many alternatives. So how we protect a rare and endangered species? First, by raising and reproducing the endangered species and sending them back to their native habitats. By establishing a gene banks for the endangered species. In gene banks, we save their DNA, like sperm and ova, for future uses if we can reproduce them artificially. If they went extinct, we can use them and grow them in an artificial womb or animal that closely to them, establishing a natural protectorate area, issuing legislation and rules to organize and control hunting in land, sea, and air, especially for the rare types. We forbid the hunting of the rare and endangered species, and increase awareness about the importance of natural life to sustain the existence of mankind. We increase the awareness that every organism and the health of the ecosystem is important to the health of the human being, because we all share the same environment and we all live in the same environment. So any kind of pollution and disturbance in ecosystem will reflect on us. And some of the natural protectorates, which are safe area established to protect endangered species in their homeland, and they provide the endangered species with suitable condition for growth and reproducing from their natural enemies. And part of them, like the whalestone, which in the USA, and it's a home for the gray bears. The Panda Protectorate, it's northern eastern China, and it's home for panda bears. Ras Muhammad exists in South Sinai, and it contains a rare species of coral and colored fishes. And finally, Wadi El Hitan, and it has fossils for complete whales. They tell the story of whales millions of years ago.